Right, good day, grade 10 learners. Welcome to our last lesson of the year. I am Skolile Ngube, and this lesson is proudly brought to you by the Gauteng Department of Education. Right, we're going to look at finance and growth, and today we're going to concentrate on the higher purchase and inflation. Higher purchase and inflation. Let's have our stationery ready. Let's have our books, especially the book and your calculator, your workbook and your calculator. That's what we need for this lesson. Let's be ready for our lesson. Grade 10s. Right. What did we learn in our previous lesson? Do you remember? Last week, what did we learn? We learned about simple and compound growth. How are these things connected to today's lesson? Are we going to still learn about simple growth and compound growth today? Yes, we are going to learn about those things, right? Because higher purchase is what? We use simple growth, and then inflation, we use compound growth. Okay, so you have to remember what we learned last week, grade 10s, okay? Right, now let's move on to the main part of our lesson. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to define higher purchase. You know higher purchase? Okay, we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to do calculations involving higher purchase agreements. We're going to define inflation. Do you know inflation? What is inflation? Understand the effect of inflation. What is the effect of this inflation? Maybe you've heard people talk about inflation. What is it? Okay, right. And then we're going to calculate price changes due to inflation. We have done simple growth. Like I said, simple growth. If remember higher purchase, or higher purchase, remember simple growth. And then compound growth, remember inflation. Inflation, remember compound growth. Right, we're going to start by doing our baseline activity using what we learned in the previous lesson, and this one also will assist us understand what we're going to be doing today. Right, 15,000 is invested for 5 years at 12% per annum, simple interest. Calculate the accumulated amount after 5 years. Let's do the activity in 3 minutes. Right, welcome back, Grade 10s. Did you manage to get the answer? That 15,000 is invested for 5 years at 12% per annum simple interest. So we're going to use the simple interest formula. And then what are we looking for here? We're looking for A. What is P? P is 15,000. What is I? I is 12 over 100 or 0.12. And then what is N? N is 5. And then we substitute into the formula. And then we just put this in the calculator. We get that A is equal to 24,000 Rand. You see that? Okay, let's do the next one. I'm also going to give you 3 minutes. Okay, I'm going to give you 3 minutes to do it. Let's do it. That's question 2. Right, welcome back, learners. Let's do this together. Marking 25,000 is invested for 3 years at 8.5% per annum compounded annually in a savings account. Calculate the accumulated amount after 3 years. So it's compounded annually. So it means we have to use the compound growth formula. And then what is P? 25,000. What is N? 3 years. What is I? 8.5 over 100 or 0.085. And then we substitute that in the formula. Then we put in the calculator. We're getting 31,932 Rand and 23 cents. Right, so that was our baseline activity. Now we want to discuss what you call it, higher purchase and inflation. We're going to look at higher purchase first, and then we do a few examples together, and then after that we're going to go to inflation. Are you fine with that? Okay, so before we look at higher purchase, I want us to take a short break just for 2 minutes, and then we'll come back after 2 minutes and do higher purchase. Let's take a break.
Believe in yourself. Believe a little more in yourself, because to those that believe, nothing is impossible. You have done this before. You have passed your tests before. You have went into a higher grade before. It is possible. The road to success is to commit to yourself. In order for you to become who you want to become as a student, you need to commit to reading your books, to studying, to bettering yourself. I know it's not going to be easy. Actually, no one said it's going to be easy. But if you put in the work, the results will show in your life. Tap into your power. Sometimes you will feel like putting away your books, and not reading as much as you're supposed to be. But I want you to commit, because through commitment, there is infinite power. You have been given power to decide whether you want good results in your life, in your schoolwork, or you want bad results. As Tony Robbins said, it is in the moment of your decision that your destiny is shaped. And your destiny is shaped right now with the decisions that you are currently making in your schoolwork. So decide whether you want to be an A student and start working on it, because there is power inside of you. The infinite power is inside of you, and the time you decide to tap in that power, you will become who you want to become in your schoolwork. Believe in yourself. Believe a little more in yourself, because to those that believe, nothing is impossible. You have done this before. You have passed your tests before. You have went into a higher grade before. It is possible because you have done it before. Do not doubt yourself. Keep believing in yourself. Keep pushing, because this can be done and you can be great. The road to success is to commit to yourself. In order for you to become who you want to become as a student, you need to commit to...
Right, welcome back, grade 10s. We are very, very sorry for the disruptions that we have had. It's because of some technical issues this side, but we are sorted now. Let's continue. So we are going to change the approach of this lesson. Let's try to do this. I'll try to explain everything now. Remember, I usually give you time to do the work, and then we mark, and then we discuss, isn't it? Okay, let's change the approach. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to explain everything, but I'll try to move slowly. Okay, remember our WhatsApp line 079 454 9535. If there are any issues, please make me aware of that, make us aware of that, and then we're going to try and assist each other. Okay, right, so I'm going to be explaining now instead of giving you time to do work, so that we try to utilize these 30 minutes. Right, Lerato purchases a dishwasher for 9,000 on a hire purchase agreement. Please highlight, you're in the examination, highlight the key points. Highlight the key points. So there's 9,000 here on a hire purchase agreement. This is a key point because it shows us that there's what? There's simple interest. The agreement is that the loan is to be paid off over a period of 2 years, very important, with equal monthly payments at an interest of 13.5% per annum. Calculate the amount that Lerato will pay for the dishwasher. So what is this amount? It means this is the loan amount plus the interest. Okay, that's what it is going to pay in total. The loan amount plus interest. Right, how do we get that amount? We are going to use simple growth formula. We're going to use simple growth formula. If you can be ahead of me, please do so. If I give you a clue, you see, oh, I got it now. Let me do it. You can do that. Don't wait for me. Right, and then B, the monthly repayments. The monthly repayments, it means we're going to distribute this amount we are going to get in A here in how many months? 2 years is how many months? 2 years is 24 months. So we're going to divide the answer we get in A by 24. And then we're going to get our monthly installments. And then the total interest now. It will be the difference between the answer we get in A and this 9,000. Let's say Lerato now, she's going to pay 15,000 in these 2 years. What will be the interest and the interest paid there? It's going to be 15,000 minus 9,000, which is the 6,000. That will be the interest there. Is that clear? Okay, now let's go to the calculations one by one. Let's start with question A. The amount that Lerato will pay for the dishwasher, we said we are going to use the simple interest formula here. So we write it down, write the formula. Right, write the formula. That's the first step you do. And identify the variables. Right, we're looking for A here. We're looking for A, the amount that Lerato will pay for the dishwasher in these 2 years. And then P is 9,000. I is 13.5%. or 13.5 over 100. Don't say 13.5% over 100. No. Okay? If I say what percentage you get, you can say I got 50% over 100. It's either say, oh, say I got 50%, or you say, oh, say I got 50 out of 100, isn't it? You see, don't make that mistake. So it's 13.5% or 13.5 over 100. And then N is 2 years. Okay, so it means compounded annually, so it's going to be 2 times in those 2 years. And then we substitute, we have that. You see that? And then those who manage to be ahead of me are now marking your work, okay? And then put in the calculator. Lerato is going to pay 11,430 in 2 years. How much was this thing? It was 9,000 in cash. Is it worth it? You're paying something that you're supposed to pay maybe 9,000, but now you're paying 11,430 in 2 years. It depends, isn't it? Sometimes we don't have that cash, so to pay in smaller amounts is better, but we are going to pay interest. You see that? Okay, so sometimes paying cash is cheaper, but sometimes paying in installments is convenient. Right, and then that's the amount that Lerato will pay in 2 years. The next question is, please make sure you have these answers. We're going to use it in the next question. Make sure you have this answer with you. As I'm explaining, you're also writing. Try to multitask today. I usually give you one task at a time, but try to multitask today. You're listening to me and just writing short notes at the same time. Right, so the answer there, 11,430. Right, the monthly repayments. So she's going to pay this 11,430 in 2 years, every month. So how many months is that? It's 24 months. So it means this 11,430 is divided into 24 parts. So we're going to say 11,430 divided by 24. It means every month it's just 476 rand 25, 476 rand 25. Do you see that? Small amounts monthly. But at the end, it's going to be a big amount that you're going to pay. Okay? Right. Now, we have question C. What is the total interest? Remember, Lerato is going to pay 11,430 instead of the 9,000 cash. So how much interest did she pay here? Or is she going to pay? It's going to be 11,430 minus 9,000. So the interest of 2,430. Is it worth it to pay an interest of 2,430 in 2 years instead of just buying cash? Sometimes it may be worth it. You will see that when you discuss inflation, sometimes you find that due to inflation, you find that you haven't lost anything. Okay? Right. And then that was the first example under hire purchase. Let's go to the second example for hire purchase. James buys a TV set for 12,000 on a hire purchase agreement. So 12,000 on a hire purchase agreement. Right, he has to pay off the loan over a period of 5 years with equal monthly payments. 5 years monthly. How many months are there in 5 years? 12 times 5, 60. Then monthly payments at an interest of 9% per annum. James has to pay 10% cash deposit. What is the meaning of this? It means he's not going to take the whole 12,000 as a loan here, because he's going to pay 10%. And then we're going to remove that 10% from the 12,000 to get the loan amount. And an additional insurance premium of 25 rand per month. The premium is added to the monthly repayments. Calculate the deposit amount. So the deposit amount is 10% of the 12,000. Okay? Right. And then I'll just give you 1 minute for those who want to be ahead of me. Let me give you clues now, and then I'll just give you 1 minute. And then the loan amount now. The 10% of 12,000, we're going to get 1,200, obviously. I've given you the answer for that. And then you have to subtract that 1,200 from 12,000 to get the loan amount. Okay? This is the loan amount where the interest is going to be charged on. So interest charged on the loan amount, now you have to increase or grow the loan amount using simple growth, and then you calculate the interest after doing that. And then the total insurance premium paid over the duration of the loan, 25 rand every month, and then 5 years. It's going to be 12 times 5 to get the months, which is 60 months, and then how much in the 5 years is paid for the insurance. The total amount that James paid, the total amount now is going to be the deposit that he paid, the price of the, what is he paying, TV set, and what? And the interest there, and also the insurance premiums. All those combined, you add them, you get the total amount James paid. And then the monthly repayments, you have to be careful here, because the monthly repayments include only the loan amount and the interest and just the premiums, because the deposit is he paid, so it is not counted there. So and then you divide that amount by what? By 60. What did I say? I said just consider the 12,000 and the interest that you calculated there in C, plus the premiums that you calculated in D, and then you add those two. Is it 3? Add those 3, and then what? You divide by 60. You see that? You'll get the monthly repayments. Okay? If you want to be ahead of me, please try to do so. I'll give you 1 minute just to be ahead of me. Let's try that. 1 minute. Right, welcome back, grade 10s. Try to listen to me at the same time. If you are still working on your things, on your answers, you can continue. Okay, you are now checking what you have done. You are also checking and marking your work. Okay, you can try to multitask so that we can use these 18 minutes productively. Now the deposit amount, what we do, we're finding 10% off. You know, from primary school, off means times. 10% of 12,000, then 10% of 12,000, and then it means the deposit amount is 1,200. Mark your work. Now we have the deposit you pay. Now let's say, so James is going to pay 12,000. Now the loan amount is no longer 12,000, is 12,000 minus 1,200. So this is the loan amount. So the loan amount is going to be 12,000 minus 1,200, which we calculated. You see, we calculated our 1,200, which is the deposit. So you say 12,000 minus 1,200. So the loan amount is 10,800. Please take note of this. We're going to use these answers every time. Know that the answer you're getting is going to be used for the next question. So the loan amount is not 12,000 now, it's 10,800. So this is the amount that is going to get interest, that is going to be charged interest. Okay, so let's go to the next part. It says interest charge. Please take note. We want interest here, not the accumulated amount, interest. So we have to calculate the accumulated amount, and then we subtract this accumulated amount. We subtract the loan amount from the accumulated amount to get the interest. So let's get the accumulated amount first. Use the formula for simple growth. This is hire purchase, remember? Okay, and then we substitute into the formula our P and our I and our N. What we get? We get 15,660. This means on top of the, so this loan amount will grow to 15,660. So what interest is paid here? What interest? Because the question says interest charged. So it's going to be 15,660 minus, not minus 12,000, minus 10,800, because this was the loan amount that was taken, not the 12,000. Okay, so the interest is 4,860. That was the interest amount. So take note, the total amount paid back by James is what? 15,660. We just need that. Also remember the interest charge there. Okay, you can just write them somewhere so that you don't forget. That was the loan amount there plus the interest charge, 15,660. And then the deposit was 1,200. You remember those, isn't it? Right. Okay, let's continue. The total insurance premium paid over the duration of the loan, we don't need previous answers for this. Let's just use what we have here. Is 25 Rand per month, and then for 5 years. What we do is per month, not per year. So it's going to be 5 times 12 to get the number of months, which is 60, then times 25. So 25 times 5 times 12. This is the number of years, this is the number of months per year. So 5 times 12, there is 60. And then we get that the premium paid over the 5 years is 1,500. 1,500. Okay, 1,500. Okay, just write it down somewhere. The total premiums paid. We said we have the deposit, which was 1,200. Now the loan amount plus the interest charge, 15,660. And then now we have the total premiums paid for insurance, 1,500. Remember those amounts. Okay, right. Now we have answered D then. And then E, the total amount that James paid. It is the deposit and then the loan amount plus the interest and then the premiums for insurance. Okay, right. So we are adding all this. Loan amount plus interest 15,760, deposit 1,200, and then the premiums for insurance 1,500. Then we're adding all these things, the three of them. So it becomes what? 18,360. Something that was costing 12,000 now will cost him a total of 18,360 in 5 years. But is it worth it? Sometimes not, because you are paying interest, isn't it? But sometimes because you are paying small amounts every month, so it may be convenient for you. Right, the last question, the monthly repayments. Now we have to be careful. The monthly repayments, the deposit was not what? Is not part of the loan amount. So we have to, we're going to remove it now when you're looking at the monthly payments. It's just these. Okay, the 15,760, which is the loan amount plus interest plus the premiums for insurance. Then we divide those by 60. So it means it's 286 Rand per month. You see that? So it's a small amount every month, isn't it, for 5 years? Okay, right. So this is how the hire purchase works. Right, now let's just talk about inflation now. Let's talk about inflation. What is inflation? What is inflation? This is the general increase in the prices of goods and services. Okay, goods and services. You go to the shop, a loaf of bread is 15 Rand. You go next, maybe last year it was 15 Rand. This year you find that it's 17 Rand 60 or something like that. What has happened? The loaf of bread is still the same? No. So why did the price go up? It's because of inflation. Services also, you talk about other services like you buy data, MTN, what. Those are the services that we get. Or you go somewhere, you go to what examples of services? Yeah, that one, for data, maybe it's an example of service. Right, now, the prices also go up for those things. It's because of inflation. Right, now, let me give you an example. Let's say a loaf of bread now is 15 Rand, and then the inflation, let's say, is 10%. So meaning that 10% is 1 Rand 50. Right, because of inflation, that price goes up by 1 Rand 50, becomes 16 Rand 50. Now, when we get to 16 Rand 50, there's still inflation of another 10%. So it means it is now the 16 Rand 50 that is increasing, not the 15 Rand. You see how it behaves? It behaves like compound interest, because it's always the new price that is increasing. It's always the new price that is increasing. So inflation is compounded. Inflation is compounded. Inflation is a steady compounded increase. Very crucial there. In the prices of goods and services in a given time period, inflation erodes the buying power of money. Right, what I could buy with 2,000 now, maybe 5 years back. Now, if I go with 2,000 to the shop, I'll be having maybe half of the trolley. You see that? I cannot buy with 2,000 the same things that I used to buy long back. So we're saying the buying power of 2,000 has been eroded, has been reduced. That's the effect of inflation. It is essential to consider the effect of inflation when doing investment. You go to a bank, they're saying, oh, we're going to give you 4% interest per year, while the inflation is 6%. Is it worth it to invest on such things? No, because the buying power actually is going to decrease. Yes, the money is going to grow, but you go to the shop with the money that has grown and fail to buy things that you could have bought with your money long back. You see the inflation, the effect of inflation, okay? Right, let's do some examples. before examples, right? Inflation is a compounded increase, hence we use the compound growth formula. A now we say is the new price. P is the old price. I is the inflation rate. N is the time period. Okay? Right. Now, a motor vehicle currently costs 309,000 rand. If the rate of inflation is 6% per annum compounded annually, how much will this car cost in 7 years' time? Let me give you 2 minutes for you to try this. Okay? 2 minutes, and then after 2 minutes, we continue. Right, welcome back, Gretchens. I really hope you managed to get your calculations correctly here. Let's do it. The formula is compound growth formula, and then our old price, the P there is 309,000, and then our I is 6%, which is 6 over 100, then N is 7. We substitute those. It means this car in service time, we're expecting it to be costing around 464,621 rand and 75 cents. You see, you can try to what? To even project the prices that this thing in 5 years' time may be costing this due to inflation. You see that? Okay. Right. And then Jabu invests 50,000 at an interest rate of 9% per annum compounded annually. Investment now. But the inflation rate is currently at 12% per annum. You see that? So what will the future value of Javu's money be in 15 years' time from now? So it means we're checking now. He's going to invest at this interest rate. What will his money be in 15 years' time? And then B, due to inflation, what money will have the same buying power as 50,000 in 15 years' time? But now we're saying in 15 years' time, what money will have, what amount will have the same buying power as 15,000? Due to inflation, we find that. And then from that, from A and B, we have to see if is it worth it for Jabu to invest his money at the given interest rate. But actually, you can even see without even doing all those complicated calculations, the investment rate here is 12%, is 9% per annum, and then the inflation rate is 12% per annum. You can see from the interest rate straight away. Okay, but let's do calculations sometimes because the interest rate may be the compounding and the stated period and the compounding period may be different. Okay, let's just do the calculations. What will the future value of Jabu's money be in 15 years' time? So we put in the formula there. Please, I said, if you can be ahead of me, try to do that. And then substitute into the formula. it means Jabu will have 182,124 rand and 12 cents. His investing is 50,000. So in 15 years' time, this 50,000 would have grown to 182,124 and 12 cents. But there is inflation. Things are still going up. The price of things are going up. Will this money buy the same things it can buy now? In 15 years' time, will this money buy the same things that it can buy now? You see that? You may find that, yes, the money has grown, but you go to the shop to check for things that you can buy, you find that you're able to buy less. Actually, you have lost. So when you're doing investment, compare the inflation rate and the interest rate. Okay? Right, so due to inflation, what money will have the same buying power as 50,000 in 15 years' time? We're using 12%. So it means 50,000 will be having, it should be 678 rand, roughly around that. You see that? So now it means this is the money that will buy the same things that the 50,000 can buy now. So it means if it was a good investment, then that investment should be giving Jabu something bigger than this. But now that investment is giving 183,000, something like that, which is less than this. So that would be a loss, you see? So now we're saying, is it worth it for Jabu to invest his money at the given interest rate? It is not worth it, since the invested amount will be having a lesser buying power. Okay, right. And then I will explain the last one. There's the last question that we are going to have, and then I'm going to explain it. But if you can be ahead of me, please try to do so. If Luhle's salary is 50,000 per month and he has increased at the same rate as inflation since he started working 25 years ago, back then. Calculate his salary when he started working 25 years ago, and the average inflation rate has been 8.5% per annum for all these years. So what are we looking for here? That's inflation we're looking for, but we're looking for A. We're looking for A. No, we're looking for P, the old salary. A is the new salary, which is what? The 50,000. So going back, which is what? We're looking for P. So now we substitute there our A, and then we P, and then you can get what this thing is. Just use your calculator, which is that, and then divide by 7. This whole bracket is 7,6876,62356. And then now we are dividing both sides by this amount, and then we get that P is equal to 6,504 rand, around 69 cents there. Okay, see that? Okay, someone who's earning this amount roughly, means roughly 25 years back, this was the amount. And what this amount was used to buy long back is being bought by this amount. You see the effect of inflation. Okay, right, this was our last question. I want to give you time just to copy the homework, and then we summarize our lesson. Okay, just 1 minute, copy the homework, and then after 1 minute we summarize our lesson. Right, welcome back. We didn't get any WhatsApp interaction, but please remember that let's interact during lessons. Please, let's do that. Okay, Right. And then let's just summarize our lesson. We said hire purchase agreements can be calculated using, or are calculated, like if I say can, it's like you have a choice. Right. Hire purchase agreements are calculated using simple interest. Stores usually request for cash deposits and add additional monthly insurance costs. We have done an example that explains this. And then inflation is a steady compounded increase in prices of goods and services in a given time period. And then inflation erodes the buying power of money. I think we've seen that using the examples that we discussed. And then it is essential to consider the effect of inflation when doing an investment. It's a life lesson, isn't it? You're going to apply this very soon, isn't it? You are finishing school very soon. You're going to be applying this. Check. When you're doing an investment, check. Is it worth it? Is the interest rate higher than inflation rate? Okay, right. And then thank you very much, grade 10s. We are going to meet again. Remember to take care of each other, take care of yourself. First, take care of the person next to you, your friends, your relatives, family. Okay, goodbye and enjoy the rest of the year. Thank you.